What's going on, everyone? Thank you for channeling to Sergeant Wilderness. We would like to thank you for that because it's a huge deal. We really appreciate you taking our time and hopefully enjoying our videos. We'd like to thank the ones that have been viewing our videos, and we also would like to thank, if this is your first time checking out the Sergeant Wilderness channel. Before, we talked about the Roxor was pouring problems. We couldn't really figure what it was. I was always running a little low on antifreeze and it kept topping off. I couldn't find any antifreeze on the engine block. I couldn't find it around the water pump. I checked all the hoses and I just couldn't find anything. So my conclusion came down to my EGR had to be failing me. How much was it failing me? I think quite a bit, because when I'd fire it up, my diesel at first didn't sound happy, had a little bit rough start to it. I saw the white smoke, which is very concerning to me. And my RPMs took a long time to settle down to 850 RPMs, which Roxors tend to be at. Let me first show you. This is the EGR, right? Let me see if I can, I don't know if you can see. Let me see what I can do here. Maybe we can use this. And you can see that there's tubes in there, and it happens to be throughout the EGR, right? The concept is that coolant comes in at one point, coolant comes out at one point, and all your exhaust comes through to cool it down. But with the exhaust coming through, there's a huge negative as well. If you see all this soot, which I'm trying my best here to try to help you guys see the soot. And this was a major problem. My Ecto is green right now. But let me just reach down in there, try to get some of this carbon, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. There's no questions. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't. If you don't see it there, let me scrape into another good piece. Oh yeah, it's there. Oh, it's there. I'm just using the wrong tool to pick it up and show you. All right, so the first problem is that with EGR recirculating the exhaust, it's sending all the soot straight back into the engine. The concept is that it's gonna get burned up right here, cleaned up, and then it's gonna go right back into the system. But that's hellacious on your valves. It reaches into your pistons eventually, and it makes poor air fuel mixture. And in the worst scenarios, antifreeze sneaks through it. Am I lying? I'm not lying. This is not an exaggeration, all right? And no, I'm not kidding you. When I first disconnected this section here, it was a big old pool of antifreeze. Now look at that. Can you see that? I hope my camera can zoom in on that. It's, oh my God. Just look at that. That's crazy, right? I'm gonna clean my finger off real quick. So when I actually got it off, what I did is when I got it off, I had a buddy hold a glass underneath it, and we tipped everything out into it. And this is what I got. And I previously ran my Roxor, I want to say about 4 hours before that. I did some work with it because my yard always needs something done. And my buddy came and we were like, yeah, the Dirt Legal part just came in. We're doing this freaking delete. And within 6 hours, 5 hours, whatever it may have been, that has already accumulated. And that's such a terrifying thing, because It's not just accumulating when your engine's off. This is always happening. Diesels hate breaking down anything in their chambers that is not diesel. They don't do well with it. It's not like petro to where pistons come up, fuel gets sprayed, boom, there's a spark, and it can handle breaking down moisture a lot better. Diesels do not operate like that. And here we go right here, right? Let me try to get some light on here, because this is an important part of that EGR setup, right? This is all rust in here. As I scrape away, it's not easy to scrape off. And this is a brand new Exacto blade. Let's see if we can get a good look in there. That tells me how much coolant is just going through there. And that's a huge disappointment, right? I have a 2019 Roxor that has 3,200 miles and the engine's being threatened because of a failing EGR. That's very frustrating. Does it make me want to get rid of my Roxor? Absolutely not. It just told me I had to do some additional work on my Roxor to get it right. Originally, I wasn't going to do a delete. I have never been a fan of EGRs. They are on cars. They are on diesels, obviously, on semis, on your Cummins, on your Power Strokes, all of them. And this is supposed to be better for the environment, but it also ruins our vehicles. And there's got to be like a happy medium where we can either figure out how to make a better form of diesel that can burn. And yes, some turn to corn, but that there's a whole nother problem there. At the end of the day, I don't want to have a $16,000 vehicle break down because of a failing EGR. It's not fair to me that purchased it, right? That means that there's somewhere within the engineering that went wrong. And I was kind of hoping that I wasn't going to have to do a delete. Luckily, Dirt Legal, with their setup, it's not expensive. It's 2 plates. You take apart what you need to take apart. You cap off a few hoses, and you're good to go. But I wanted to come back and show you the results of what we were looking for. Honestly, this is what I was looking for. That is a lot. There's no excuses for that. That's what it comes down to. There's no excuses for that. And let's say I was in the middle of the wilderness and I was losing coolant at a rapid pace. Eventually my diesel is going to die, right? The pistons are going to get fried. The O-rings are going to be shot. Whatever you want to call it, the intake manifold going through our mass flow air sensor, everything, it's just done. It's toasted, and I'm stuck. And as a Roxor enthusiast, I love my Roxor, and I would never want something poor to happen to my Roxor. So as a responsible owner, I decided to do something on my own. At the end of the day, it's a farm vehicle. For me, at least. Not everybody's Roxor is a farm vehicle. I'm not trying to rant, and I'm not trying to say it's that the Roxor is a terrible design, because it is not. It's my most favorite vehicle. I use it as my daily, whether it's taking my dogs out somewhere, whether it's off-roading, whether it's just going out to the desert and exploring, whatever it may be. Maybe I'm blowing off steam, right? But what I want to point out again is, if you are leaking coolant and you can't figure out why, have that sneaking suspicion to first take this off. But when you take it off, right, you're going to see it like this, okay? It's going to be it's not going to be like this when you're actually taking it off. It's going to be like this. Use 2 buddies, right? Move your coolant lines. Move the necessary bolts, but hold it nice and even. Take a glass. First off, you're going to see all kinds of goo in there already. I mean, you're going to see a lot of coolant in there already. And then tip it over and collect and see how much you collect. If you collect this much, I would highly encourage you to either one, replace your EGR, or two, do a delete. Let me tell you what happened after I did the delete. I fired up the Roxor and she sounded beautiful. It sounded just like the way it did when I first bought it. And when I want to say that it really didn't start behaving like this till about 2,800 miles. Then I noticed I started losing some coolant just a little bit at a time. Then I started noticing I was losing coolant a little bit faster. And then I noticed that the Roxor was having harder starts. That's when I started seeing white smoke. That's when I got very concerned. And that's when I started using my diesel knowledge and dug into it. So I'm trying not to make this a video about bashing Mahindra. They make phenomenal tractor engines. They make race cars. They make jets. I think their race cars are like e-cars, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? And to play around with them and to take apart their axles are easy, and to have just tons of fun with them. It's endless. Endless what you can do with your Roxor. So please don't take this as I hate Roxors. Please don't take this as I'm totally frustrated and mad, because I believe I caught it in time. So as of right now, what I'm going to be doing is I already refilled my tank, and then I put a diesel additive in there. I actually always run a diesel additive, but I added a little bit more, and I'm going to do a few tanks, and then if need be, I might take the whole thing apart, meaning the intake manifold, taking a peek, seeing what it's like, and I might go all the way through it. We'll see how far that takes. But anyways, and as always, thank you for watching Sergeant Wilderness. So take that good old right foot, smash it on the gas, share it. Take that other right foot, smash it on the brake, like it. Take your left foot, smash it on that clutch, and subscribe. And once again, we appreciate every single one of y'all that have watched our videos. We broke 100, which is a huge deal. This channel has been on a serious grind since I started, but I didn't mind it because I love it. So wherever you are right now, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. Have an excellent evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it may be. Sergeant Wilderness, out.